Amy, 28, and Tori, 27, had a year full of major milestones. The couple bought their home in September 2022, left their jobs in pursuit of better ones, and got married in September 2023. They recently told Ramit Sethi on his "I Will Teach You to Be Rich" podcast. Unfortunately, they weren't in the best financial position to do any of these things the way they chose. Throughout the course of planning their dream wedding, and going on a honeymoon in Greece, the couple racked up around $44,000 in credit card debt. Now, between making payments on that debt, adding an additional $17,000 in debt and a mortgage that is significantly higher than they anticipated, you're effectively broke, Sethi told them. The couple came on Sethi's show knowing they were in a tight spot and needed help. Here are some of the missteps that created their situation and how Sethi recommended they move forward. The idea that weddings are expensive is widely accepted in the US, but they don't have to be. A marriage license runs about $100 or less depending on the state, and pretty much everything else that goes into a wedding is optional. Tori and Amy only spent 4 months planning their wedding because Amy fell in love with a venue and they felt like they had to make quick decisions. They had an idea of how much they wanted to spend and an estimate of how much help their families would provide, but the quick timeline meant having to pay large deposits to a number of vendors in a short time span. Things added up quickly, and they ended up going over budget. Because of the quick turnaround, they didn't have time to save up more, which led to charging many expenses to their credit cards. It was an inevitable drowning from how close the contracts were signed. Amy said on the podcast, "There's nothing wrong with wanting a big wedding, a nice house or another major purchase. But before you commit, get a good idea of what it will cost and expect to pay significantly more," Sethi said. When it came to planning his own wedding, Sethi gave himself a large margin of error because everyone told him to take your wedding budget and then double it, he said. He still went over that generous budget, he said, but was closer to being fully prepared. Amy and Tori ended up overspending on their house as well. They thought their mortgage rate was locked in when they went under contract, but it went up before they closed, resulting in a monthly mortgage payment over $500 more than expected. It's important to add a healthy margin of error because once you start to overspend on these large purchases, and you will overspend, because, again, most of us are mostly the same, you'll have money set aside, Sethi told the couple. When unpacking their relationships with money, Sethi found Amy and Tori have pretty different backgrounds. Tori faced stretches of intense financial insecurity growing up, whereas Amy's family was fairly comfortable and didn't have to worry about money.